Welcome to my channel, Old Coin History 333. In this video I am going to tell you about the Jefferson 5 cents of the United States of America, which are very old and most valuable. Top 1. Have you ever wondered if that ordinary nickel in your collection could be worth much more than its face value? Today, we're exploring the fascinating world of rare coins, focusing on the 1985 Jefferson nickel 5 cents coin. If you have one, you might be holding a hidden treasure that could fetch an astonishing price. Let's begin with the basics. The Jefferson nickel has been in circulation for decades, but not all nickels are created equal. The 1985 edition stands out, especially those minted in Denver with the D mint mark. Coins like this hold special value for collectors because of their unique characteristics, rarity, and condition. But what should you look for? The first and most important factor is the coin's condition. If your 1985 Jefferson nickel appears uncirculated, meaning it has no signs of wear or scratches, you could be looking at a coin that's worth far more than 5 cents. Mint state coins with their sharp details and original shine are in high demand among collectors. Now, let's talk about mint marks. The 1985 Jefferson nickel was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Of these, the Denver mint mark often attracts more attention from collectors. Be sure to check your coin carefully. The mint mark is located just to the right of Monticello on the reverse side. But wait, there's more. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the possibility of finding minting errors. These errors can include double strikes, off-center designs, or even die cracks. Such imperfections make a coin unique and significantly increase its value. Take a close look at your nickel under good lighting or use a magnifying glass to spot any unusual features. Now comes the question you've all been waiting for. How much is the 1985 Jefferson nickel 5 cents coin worth? While most of these coins remain at face value, those in excellent condition or with rare errors have fetched surprising amounts at auctions. And here's the exciting part. A pristine 1985 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark or a unique minting error has been known to sell for as much as $17,000. That's right, $17,000 for a 5-cent coin, so don't underestimate the value of your coins. Take a closer look at your collection today. You might just discover a hidden treasure waiting to be found. Happy hunting! Top 2. The 1979 Jefferson nickel might seem like a simple 5-cent coin, but to seasoned collectors and numismatists, this coin is anything but ordinary. Although it might just look like another nickel from the late 70s, there's a significant amount of interest surrounding this particular coin. Whether you're a collector or someone who just happens to have one of these coins tucked away in a drawer, you may be holding a rare treasure. So, why is the 1979 Jefferson nickel drawing attention? And what makes it stand out in the world of numismatics? Let's break it down. First, let's look at the design. The Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938 and features the famous portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States, on the obverse. The reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's home, which has become an iconic symbol of the coin. While the design remains the same across many years, it's important to know that certain years, like 1979, have special significance and can hold value far beyond their face value. While most Jefferson nickels from the late 70s are relatively common, the 1979 version has gained particular interest from collectors. Why? Because coins from this year, depending on their condition or unique characteristics, have the potential to be worth much more than the typical 5 cents. One of the major factors that influence the value of a coin is its condition. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. A mint condition 1979 Jefferson nickel, one that has been well preserved and shows little to no wear, is far more desirable than a worn one. Coins with sharp details, clean surfaces, and original luster are especially sought after in the numismatic community. But condition alone isn't the only thing that matters when it comes to the value of a coin. Minting errors can also significantly increase a coin's worth. Off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and other imperfections make the 1979 Jefferson nickel a valuable find. These types of mistakes are relatively rare, and when they do occur, they can make the coin highly collectible. If you happen to find a 1979 Jefferson nickel with one of these errors, it could be worth a significant amount more than a regular nickel. Now, let's get into the big question: just how much is a 1979 Jefferson nickel worth? For most people, this nickel might seem like just another 5-cent coin, but for those in the know, the value of this coin can be substantial. While a standard, circulated 1979 Jefferson nickel in good condition might only fetch a few dollars, it's the rarer specimens that attract the big money. If you happen to find a 1979 Jefferson nickel in pristine condition or one with a minting error, you could be looking at a much higher value. In fact, some of these coins have sold for $25,000 or more at auction. Yes, you heard that correctly. $25,000 for a single 1979 Jefferson nickel. This isn't a common price, of course, but in the world of rare coins, certain 1979 Jefferson nickels have reached this staggering amount because of their exceptional quality, rarity, or minting errors. The value depends on how well preserved the coin is, whether it has any distinctive features or errors, and what collectors are willing to pay for it. If you happen to come across a 1979 Jefferson nickel that looks like it might be in great condition, it could be time to get it professionally graded and appraised. With the potential to fetch a price like $25,000, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Even if you don't think you have a particularly rare coin on your hands, it's always a good idea to check with a professional or numismatic expert. After all, a simple mistake or unique characteristic could turn an ordinary nickel into an extraordinary windfall. In conclusion, the 1979 Jefferson nickel is one of those hidden gems in the world of coin collecting. Whether you have a coin in your pocket or in your collection, it's worth knowing that this seemingly simple 5-cent piece could hold a value far beyond what you'd expect. So, next time you come across a 1979 Jefferson nickel, take a moment to look it over. It could be worth a lot more than you think. Top 3. The 1970 Jefferson nickel is a coin that many collectors often overlook, but it holds incredible value, especially for those in the know. If you think this coin is just another regular nickel from the early 70s, think again. The 1970 Jefferson nickel has become one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic world. So, what makes it so special, and how much could it be worth? Let's dive in. Design and history. The 1970 Jefferson nickel features the classic design of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse. On the reverse, you'll find Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia, which is a staple of the nickel design. While the design remained unchanged for decades, the year 1970 marks a period of intrigue for collectors, as it's part of a significant era in U.S. coinage. However, what makes the 1970 Jefferson nickel particularly unique isn't just its design, it's the rarity, condition, and special characteristics that can drive up its value. As we know, not all coins from this year are created equal. Key factors that increase value. Condition is one of the most important factors when determining the value of any coin, and the 1970 Jefferson nickel is no different. If you have one that's in mint condition, showing little to no wear, that's a sign that your coin could be worth more than just 5 cents. Collectors pay a premium for coins with sharp details, clear markings, and original luster. A coin that has been preserved well can fetch a much higher price than a heavily worn example. Minting errors are another critical factor that could drastically increase the value of the 1970 Jefferson nickel. Coins with minting defects, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or clipped planchets, are often highly desirable among collectors. These errors are rare, which makes these particular coins even more valuable. A 1970 Jefferson nickel with any of these errors could easily fetch a higher price at auction. Rarity also plays a big role in determining the worth of the coin. Though most 1970 Jefferson nickels are relatively common, those with unique features or in exceptional condition are much more difficult to find. As time passes and coins become harder to come by, the demand for these rare nickels only increases, and so does their price. How much is the 1970 Jefferson nickel worth? So, how much can you expect to sell your 1970 Jefferson nickel for? For the average collector, most 1970 Jefferson nickels will be worth close to face value, 5 cents. But, as with most coins, condition and rarity can make a world of difference. If your coin is in pristine condition, or if it has unique features or a minting error, it could be worth significantly more than you might think. 1970 Jefferson nickels that meet these criteria have been known to sell for a substantial amount of money. If you're lucky enough to have one of these special coins, you could see your 1970 Jefferson nickel fetch as much as $28,000 at auction. Yes, you read that right. $28,000. $28,000 for a single 1970 Jefferson nickel. This isn't the typical price for every 1970 nickel, but for the right coin, one in outstanding condition, or with a rare minting error, you could see this incredible price tag. It's these rare finds that make coin collecting so exciting and rewarding. Final thoughts. So, if you have a 1970 Jefferson nickel, take a moment to carefully examine it. Is it in excellent condition? Does it show any signs of minting errors? If so, it could be time to get it appraised by a professional and discover the true value of your coin. The 1970 Jefferson nickel may just be hiding a fortune inside, and if you have one in your collection, you could be holding on to a rare treasure worth up to $28,000. Before you let your 1970 Jefferson nickel slip by unnoticed, remember that it might just be worth more than you think. Get it checked by a professional, and you might find yourself holding a coin worth a small fortune. Top 4. The 1974 Jefferson nickel might seem like just another regular 5-cent coin from the 1970s. But did you know this seemingly simple nickel could be hiding a rare treasure? Yes, you heard that right. The 1974 Jefferson nickel has gained attention in the numismatic world for its unique characteristics that make it more valuable than most people realize. So, what's the big deal with the 1974 Jefferson nickel, and why are collectors paying attention? Let's explore what makes this coin stand out, and just how much it could be worth. Design and history of the coin. First, let's take a look at the design. The 1974 Jefferson nickel features the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse. On the reverse, you'll find Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, which has graced the nickel for many years. The 1974 version of this coin was minted as part of the standard Jefferson nickel series, which continues to be beloved by collectors today. While the 1974 Jefferson nickel was produced as part of a standard release, it holds a certain appeal to collectors for its rarity in certain conditions and because of some unique features that can make it stand out. Why is the 1974 Jefferson nickel valuable? Here's where it gets interesting. The 1974 Jefferson nickel is valuable not just because of its design, but because of the rarity of specific versions of the coin. Like many other coins, the value of a 1974 Jefferson nickel depends on two main factors: condition and rarity. First, condition plays a major role in the value of any coin. If you have a 1974 Jefferson nickel that's in mint condition, with little to no wear, that can significantly increase its worth. Coins that are well preserved, show clear details, and retain their original luster are always more desirable to collectors. A coin in outstanding condition can easily fetch a higher price than a worn or heavily circulated one. Another key factor is minting errors. Just like with other coins from this period, a 1974 Jefferson nickel with a minting error can be worth a lot more than you'd expect. Off-center strikes, doubled dies, or clipped planchets are just some of the minting defects that collectors look for in a coin. These errors are rare and can make a coin much more valuable. If you happen to have a 1974 Jefferson nickel with one of these defects, you could be holding on to something special. Rarity and demand. While most 1974 Jefferson nickels are relatively common, those that are in perfect condition, or have rare minting errors, are much harder to find. As with many rare coins, the rarer the coin, the higher the demand. And the higher the demand, the higher the price. Over the years, the price for well-preserved or rare 1974 Jefferson nickels has steadily increased as more collectors seek to add them to their collections. But what about the price? How much can you expect to get for your 1974 Jefferson nickel if you find that it's in exceptional condition or has a minting error? Well, the price can vary, but the 1974 Jefferson nickel has been known to sell for impressive amounts at auctions and from private buyers. For example, a 1974 Jefferson nickel in near mint condition or with a rare minting error could be worth a whopping $26,000. That's right, $26,000, $26,000, for a single nickel. Of course, this is not the price for every 1974 Jefferson nickel, but for those in outstanding condition or with unique features, the value can skyrocket. It's not just about finding the coin, it's about finding a coin that stands out from the rest. Conclusion. So, if you have a 1974 Jefferson nickel sitting in your collection or lying around in your change jar, it might be time to take a closer look. With the right condition, or the presence of a minting error, this 5-cent coin could be worth much more than you ever imagined. In fact, if your coin happens to be one of the rare ones, you could be looking at a price tag of $26,000. $26,000. It might just be the jackpot you've been waiting for. Remember, coin collecting is all about discovering those hidden gems. So, before you overlook your 1974 Jefferson nickel, take a moment to check it carefully. You never know, you might just have a rare treasure in your hands. Top 5. The 1981 Jefferson nickel might look like just another standard 5-cent coin from the early 80s. But this particular nickel holds a much higher value than most people realize. If you think it's just another ordinary nickel from the 1981 series, you might want to think again. The Jefferson nickel 1981 is actually a highly sought-after coin in the world of numismatics, and today, we're going to uncover why this coin is more valuable than you might expect. Design and history of the coin. Let's start with the design. The 1981 Jefferson nickel features the famous portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse. On the reverse, you'll see Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home, which has been part of the nickel design for many decades. Though this design has remained unchanged for years, the 1981 version of the coin is a special part of the series. Why is the 1981 Jefferson nickel valuable? At first glance, the 1981 Jefferson nickel may seem like a coin you could find in your spare change, but there's more to this coin than meets the eye. The value of the 1981 Jefferson nickel depends on several key factors, such as condition, rarity, and the presence of any minting errors. First, let's talk about condition. Like any coin, the condition plays a massive role in determining its value. If your 1981 Jefferson nickel is in mint condition, showing minimal wear and tear, it can be worth much more than the typical 5-cent price. A coin with sharp details, clean surfaces, and no signs of heavy circulation will attract the attention of collectors and can fetch a premium price. But what if your coin has a minting error? This is where things get really exciting. Minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets, can make any coin far more valuable. If your 1981 Jefferson nickel has any of these rare characteristics, it could turn into a small fortune. In addition to condition and minting errors, the rarity of a coin also plays a huge role in its value. While most 1981 Jefferson nickels are not considered rare, those in pristine condition or with unique features are harder to find. The more rare the coin, the higher its demand, and consequently, the higher its price. How much is the 1981 Jefferson nickel worth? So, what exactly is the value of the 1981 Jefferson nickel? For most of the coins, the value will remain close to face value, just 5 cents. However, for well-preserved examples or coins with minting errors, the price can increase dramatically. Collectors have been willing to pay significant amounts for coins in exceptional condition. In fact, a 1981 Jefferson nickel in perfect condition or with a minting error has been known to fetch a staggering $21,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that correctly. $21,000. $21,000 for a single nickel. This kind of price isn't reserved for every 1981 Jefferson nickel, of course, but for those rare, highly prized examples, the value can be enormous. Conclusion: if you have a 1981 Jefferson nickel, it's time to take a closer look. Whether it's in mint condition or has a rare minting error, this coin could be far more valuable than you think. While most 1981 Jefferson nickels might not be worth a fortune, The ones in outstanding condition or with a minting defect could bring in as much as $21,000. $21,000. So, don't just throw that old coin aside, check it carefully. It could be hiding a surprising value and might just turn out to be worth a small fortune. The world of rare coins is full of hidden treasures, and the 1981 Jefferson nickel might be one of them.